Hello, hello, hello! How is everyone doing? My name is King, and today this is a how-to video on Ecumenopolises. Okay, so we're going to talk about what they are, the special bonuses and extras that you can get from them, and how to get them, and why you should get them. I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, let me know in the comments, or leave a like. Cheers, guys. Let's go. Just a note here, guys, instead of saying Ecumenopolis 100 times, I'm going to shorten it to EQ. So from going forward, it's just going to be EQ. Okay, let's go. Okay, so if we start with what is an EQ, it's essentially a city-wide planet, or a planet that's turned into a city. So in the game, what this means is, if we start with a regular planet like Earth, for example, you have city districts, industrial, where you can build consumer goods and alloys, generator, so you literally generate energy credits, mining, i.e. mining district, straightforward, and agriculture, where you produce food. So the primary difference with a EQ world, such as I've turned Alpha Centauri into one, is that you lose those other districts. You still keep city districts, so you'll still get the clerks and the housing jobs. And the housing, but the other districts are completely different. So instead of industrial, you'll get the foundry and you'll get the factory. So what these allow you to do is to specialize. So whereas previously, if you put points into an industrial district, then you would get consumer goods and you would get alloys, you'd get a cut. Whereas here you can specialize. So as you can see, you get 6 metallurgist jobs, and the approximate jobs production is 33 alloys for 35 minerals. So it's a much more efficient way of producing alloys, and it means you don't get consumer goods as well. If you want consumer goods, you can move over to this one, and again, this is hugely more efficient. You're getting 66 consumer goods per 35 minerals. So straight off the bat, they're allowing you to specialize. And then the last one is a leisure district. So this allows you to get society research and get unity and get amenities. So this one's probably going to be slightly less useful to you unless you're really lacking amenities. Really, it's going to be these two. They're going to allow you to push your alloy and consumer good production through the roof. Okay, just to reiterate that point, so the same EQ worlds, I've plopped 12 foundry districts on it. So these guys are all pumping out alloys, and now we have a planet-wide production of 452 alloys at a cost of 540 minerals. So as you can see, one planet pumping out a huge amount of alloy production. The other thing that they do is obviously have an awful lot of housing for all your pops. I mean, I've built policing buildings, but you could do whatever you want. You could put trade buildings in there, which would use more jobs, etc. So yeah. Okay, so in terms of how to get these, there are a couple of different ways. Probably the easiest way, especially in the early game that you guys are going to have access to these, is via Relic Worlds. So Relic Worlds, such as this one, you'll find throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe, to have the tag Relic World on them. So these are essentially EQs that have been abandoned or been destroyed by an alien race many thousands of years ago, but they're available for you to come and settle on them. If you do, you'll have to clear all the districts, as I'll show you in a second, and then there'll be a decision which will allow you to change it back into an EQ. So I'll show you that now. So as you can see, we now own the planet, and you'll see this up here in the decisions box. You'll see restore EQ. So there's a couple of parameters. Probably the rate limiting step will be the research, the anti-gravity engineering. But as long as you've got that done and you have the resource available, the 20,000 minerals, 200 influence will allow you to do it. The only thing that we haven't done yet that we need to is to clear the blockers. So we will do that shortly. Okay, so the blockers are clear. We can now restore the EQ. So if you click that, it takes a while, but fortunately this is YouTube, so we can skip through that. And we're back, and as you can see, you get the event window popped up, and you get the nice little description that the planet-wide city has at last been reborn. So essentially this has turned the Relic World back into the EQ that it was previously, and you get the 3 districts that I mentioned before: the foundry, the factory, and the leisure. So that's probably the easiest way and quickest way is for you guys to find Relic Worlds, go out there, conquer them, get anti-grav engineering, and go from there. The other way, by the way, how cool does that look now we've restored it? Straight out of Star Wars. Anyway, sorry, the next way that you can get them is via the Ascension Perk. So if you guys go into your society management tree and you have traditions, you'll see that under the Ascension Perks down here, there is one called Arcology Project. So what Arcology Project allows you to do is essentially turn the planet into an EQ. So generally it's at the bottom of the list when you pick it, but it'll be there. Generally it's sitting under Master Builders. If you pick that one, then we go to a planet that currently isn't an EQ, such as Earth. So if you do what we did before, if we clear these features, which I'll do shortly. So same as before, features are cleared. If you go to decisions, you'll have Archaeology Project available to you. So the only thing that you need to do with this that you wouldn't need to do with the Relic World is all district slots on the planet must be filled with city districts or industrial. So at the moment you can see that we've got the generator, the mining, and the agriculture. If we get rid of these and turn them into cities, which I will do for you shortly with the magic of YouTube. So you're back with us and we now have 17 city districts and 2 industrial. You hit the decisions column and now we should have the option to archaeology projects. The same as before, 20,000 minerals, 200 influence. Hit that button, wait 3,600 days, and boom, you're back. Earth encased. So we now have exactly the same thing as before. We've got exactly the same districts available to you, and you're going to be able to pump out huge amounts of minerals and consumer goods. The one thing I would say before doing this to all your planets is bear in mind you're going to lose all your food production if you do that. You're only going to get your food production from your space stations and your hydroponic base. So don't do it to all of them. I would say take a couple of core worlds where you don't have a huge amount of food production on them already, and change those. The other thing that you can do is also supplement them with ring worlds, because ring worlds are going to give you huge amounts of research and huge amounts of food. So you can have the EQ worlds being your alloy and consumer good production, and your ring worlds being research and agriculture. Okay, so just as a quick comparison with the ring world, I wanted to show you if you were to use what we've got 9 districts here, industrial districts. I mean, this isn't viable for a couple of reasons, mostly because we don't have the available amenities, because ring worlds need more of a mix. But anyway, with 9 industrial segments, so we're using more minerals than we're using on the EQ world, and we're producing significantly less alloys. I think we're producing over 450 for around 550 on the EQ world. Sure, we're getting some consumer goods as well, but as you can see, it's far less efficient. What ring worlds are really good for is food and research. So that's how I'd recommend that you set up your planets in the late game. Okay, that concludes the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to listen to some bloopers of me trying to say EQ, then listen to the end of the video. If not, that's cool. If you enjoyed this, if it helped you out, please let me know in the comments below. Please hit that like button. If not, have a great day. Cool. Take it easy, guys. Peace. Bye. On Ecumenopolis. On Ecumenopolis is